Namaste everyone, welcome back to Dr. Pai's Astrology channel. Today we have a very special guest with us, Sulabh Jain from Chariot Palmistry. So namaste, Sulabh.
Namaste. Thank you for having me back.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm really excited for Sulabh to introduce us with this app that he's going to talk more about it, but I'm very excited. I have worked with it a little bit and I really like it. It's about investing and just making some cash, right?
Yep, absolutely. So, hello everyone. The name of the app is called RoadV, and I'll show you guys a link and how to get to it, and even a coupon code for your followers as well. The general gist of the app is what we do is we measure the energy of stocks as well as people and other entities as well. Just like in general astrology, you can see if a transit happens, the energy of an individual is going up. We figured out a way to do that for stocks. Then we've used a combination of Jyotish and AI to map that onto the price of stocks. So, for example, if the birth chart of Microsoft goes really well, we can correlate that to a prediction on what should happen with the stock price. And the opposite's true. If the energy of Microsoft goes down, and we can predict where the price of that stock goes down. So that's the general gist of what we're doing. I'll share the screen and I'll show you guys exactly how this thing works.
So,
Awesome. So
yeah. So my question, sorry, I was gonna ask you off screen, but I'm just gonna jump in and ask, what inspired you? Like, when did you start creating this app? And just tell us more about it. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So this is actually not my baby. I've got a friend and business partner here, Ganesh Lakshmanan. It's been his baby for about the last 18 years. And I've joined for about the last 2 or 3 years on this, really trying to get this into the modern world.
Very nice. Very cool. Thank you.
So the general gist of what we're trying to do with RoadV, by the way, RoadV, the meaning behind that is it's roadmap vision. So it's the vision for the roadmap for your life. And we've decided there's four main different parts of your life. There's your personal energy, your finances, your compatibility, and your mind, body, and soul. These are basically the four Kendra houses, 1, 4, 7, and 10. And at the moment, we're developing our personal astrology, where we take your date of birth, then we calculate the periods where your energy goes up and the periods where your energy goes down and crashes. Then we're doing this with the finances, with the stocks, as I mentioned a moment ago. We're also going to have some advanced compatibility algorithms too. So we'll be able to tell not only if person A is compatible with person B, but we'll have a general energy of the two of them. We'll be able to calculate this is the period where their energy is high as a couple or where their energy goes down. Then the mind, body, soul, which is the other element on the screen you're seeing here, that's obviously the larger spiritual aspect of your life. So we'll be able to do all of that. Now, once you log into this, you click on finance over here. That opens up one of several windows. It opens up this one here, for example, which is the one for gold and metal. And I'll just take the energy away. This green line here is the price. And you see the price goes all the way down over here. That's just because this is today and we don't know what the price is moving into the future. Now, if I put the orange bar on, this is the actual energy of where we're calculating the price of gold to be. This is something that needs to be reset constantly, but if I just move the price axis down, you can see there's a period here where the energy is high and it completely falls over. And the period astrologically where the energy comes down is the 7th of April. And the exact bottom was on the 8th of April. So we're off by about 24 hours, but you can see we predicted the price of gold to move up over that period. And the green line is where the price of gold has continued to move up. Now, according to our tool, the price of gold is going to be going sideways into around about August time, the 1st of August. Then there's a huge spike in its energy up into the 19th of August. So, oh, actually, the other thing I should mention, we're not giving financial advice here. We're talking about astrology predictions. And although we're giving specific dates on where we think the price should be headed up or down, we don't want you to think that this is financial advice. So, talk to a professional, they'll tell you what to buy and what to sell, of course. But according to our tool, the price of gold should be peaking around about the 19th of August. Now, at the time of this recording, I think Iran and Israel are on the brink of war, and America may just jump into this war. It's all up in the air right now. Normally, if there was a war like this, especially with America getting involved, we'd expect to see the price of gold to skyrocket, or at least the energy of this to skyrocket. But what our tool's saying is it's actually just going to be going sideways for the next 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, and then it goes up. So I think there's got to be either some big conflict to happen at around about the last week of July or the first week of August that creates this. Okay, that's one thing. The other thing is if you go all the way back in time to to COVID time back in 2020, the price of gold, the energy meter of gold spiked as high as 9 at that point. As you can see on the screen over here, it's spiking to an energy reading of 10.5, which means there's going to be some event in August that's crazier than the COVID lockdowns. So we'll just throw that out there. It's always a bad thing if it happens, but we're expecting that to be a difficult period. Okay, now let me show you another screen. This is actually Trump. We took his birth chart and tried to map his energy here. So let me show you just down in this period. Trump was elected in early November. So you can see his energy started rising at that point. And then it completely crashed into about the early January period, which was where all these protests were happening against him. Then, of course, Elon Musk joined the team, and everyone thought things were going to go wonderful for him. But then, since about the 6th of May, his energy's been completely crashing here once again. So, coming back to that narrative that I was saying before, that there's some potential disaster happening in that August September period, we can see if we go to August time, that's around this period here. And his energy just completely falls over until about the 22nd of September. So, whatever this potential disaster is that's around the corner for us, it seems to involve Trump being completely depleted. And it's after this time, more so in December period, that his energy starts to go up again. Now, Donald Trump is a human being, so he's not correlated to a stock price, even though I suppose he's a billionaire and there's a whole lot of allegations about market rigging and stuff like that against him. But just with this, we can see where someone's at a low and where their energy starts to go up and down. Now, if I zoom out, the good thing with this is you can actually go back in time to see where his energy was at its high or where it was at its low. If you go all the way back to 2020 when he left office last time, you can see his energy kept falling until the middle of the year, and it never really got high again up until this period here in 2025 where he retook office. So he was basically dragged in and out of courtrooms all around America during that time.
So this was just his personal chart. Like this is not like any stock, right? This is just his personal chart, and we're just seeing his energy over the years, right? Oh, cool.
That's Yeah, this is just him personally. This is like a preview of what we're trying to do for individuals astrologically.
Yeah.
So hopefully in a couple of months you'll be able to come to our website, type in your date of birth, and we'll show you this type of chart for yourself. So we can tell you the time where it's good to, ask someone out in a date, for example, a time where it's good to buy stocks, all this sort of stuff.
Cool.
Okay, now let's switch to Bitcoin. Everyone loves Bitcoin. Now, if I kind of move outwards a little bit here, according to our tool, the energy of Bitcoin has been going down for quite some time. And the price of Bitcoin, as you can see, is going sideways there and then started moving down. Then in around about this period, the 16th of April, it started moving up. So we've been mapping this pretty well over here. According to our tool, there's a big drop off in the energy of Bitcoin. We think that's going to correlate to the drop off in the price of Bitcoin, where we are in time right now. So around about the 18th of June, there should be a bit of a fall. Then at the end of June, we're expecting Bitcoin to go up. So that's just over like a 2 to 4 week period. However, after that time, there's a massive drop off in the price of Bitcoin. You can see it comes down to -7 over here. So there's some disaster for Bitcoin in about 4 weeks from now, and then it starts to move up again.
Mm.
So the cool thing with this, we can map stocks, we can map individuals, but we can also do cryptocurrencies. And these are the strangest, hardest things to do because with stocks, we know when they were born, meaning the date where the company was registered or the date which the company floated on the stock exchange. So we know the time and the place and the location. Cryptocurrencies, they're very much Rahu energy. So they're a lot harder to put your finger on. But we've done a lot of work to get the right birth time for Bitcoin here.
So is it like for all the cryptos and stocks, so you have their birth times and like everything entered, and that's how the energy is seen, right?
That's right.
It's-
So I'll show you. You click here on View Stocks. We've got about close to 1,400 stocks, all most of them listed on the US. And then we've got around about a dozen or so cryptocurrencies, about 20 of them now. But the main ones, Bitcoin, Cardano, Ethereum, Solana, the main
Mhm.
ones. Okay. Now, over here we have Tesla, and this is a really interesting one. Firstly, just in the short term, our prediction was there'd be some sort of bottom for Tesla around the 5th of March, and the bottom ended up being the 10th of March. We predicted the energy would keep going up till the 5th of June. Now, the interesting thing about that date is the 5th of June is when Elon Musk and Donald Trump got into their Twitter war.
Mm.
And I think Elon came out and said that Trump's in the Epstein files and just silly stuff like that. So we saw that there was a top in Tesla at that point, that the energy is just going to keep crashing until probably the first week of August. So you can see the price tentatively going that way. Okay, the cool thing with this is we've also mapped on the energy of Elon here. So if I
Okay.
take price away because it's getting all confusing, you'll see that there's a spike in the energy of Elon in the 5th of February. That's around about the time I think that he was appointed as the head of the Doge committee or the Doge department. His energy stayed up until about the 19th of March. Publicly, people were singing his praises after March into April and May. But what we just found out was Trump came out and said for months and months, Elon was getting on everyone's nerves and he was pretty much on his way out. So our tool actually picked up that his energy would be at a high in March, even though it didn't hit the newspapers until much later.
Mm.
One other cool thing with this is you'll notice there are periods where Elon's energy goes up, and then a few weeks later, the energy of Tesla goes up. Then, when Elon's energy crashes, it takes a couple of weeks or months for Tesla's energy to crash. So, this is a company that's being driven by its CEO. If
Mm.
Elon's not in Tesla, the energy of Tesla is nothing. And then the price reacts accordingly. So that's another interesting little tidbit over there. All right.
Is that Elon Musk chart or is that the coin, the Elon that we just used, blue one?
This is Elon's date of birth,
Oh,
and
his
then
date of
we
birth.
have the corporation's date of birth. Then we
Okay.
just put the two together.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Cool.
it's almost like a compatibility chart in a way.
Yeah.
But this is more like an abused housewife rather than a happy housewife.
Right.
Yeah. The other thing I want to show you guys is Aave. This is a cryptocurrency. Now, let me just scroll down a bit. Our tool was predicting the bottom of this being the 5th of April. The bottom ended up being the 7th of April. So, like all things, it's plus or minus a couple days, but we got very, very close to the bottom. And our tool's predicting this thing's going to keep going up until around about the 10th to the 13th of July. So that's over about 4 weeks from now. We think this thing has a little bit of way to run. Now, if you combine this prediction that there's some sort of top for, for at least this cryptocurrency in 4th of July, remember we were saying that Bitcoin has some sort of disaster coming around in about 4 weeks from now. Both of these seem to map up. And when, because Bitcoin's the big market leader in cryptocurrencies, and Bitcoin goes down, it tends to drag the other cryptocurrencies down too. But this is all astrological data rather than just a common sense prediction. It still seems to map up together.
Interesting.
And then that brings us back to here. So do you have any questions?
So, so if anyone who wants to join, they'll just like, how does it work? The pricing, and you had mentioned about the we'll put the coupon code, right? You had talked about the coupon code, but can you explain a little bit about how much it'll cost and what's the process?
That's right. So the URL for this is roadvi.ai. And once you go there, you can create a free account, which will give you backdated data for gold. And pretty soon we're going to have some cryptocurrencies and other stocks in there, but it's all past data, just so you can see that our algorithm's actually working. But if you want to sign up for a subscription plan, there's a couple of them here. You can have 3 stocks or cryptocurrencies for $120, 5 of them for $170, and so on. You can go all the way to unlimited stocks for $13.99. And these are US dollars, by the way. We also have a cancellation policy where you can use the system for 72 hours, then cancel if you don't think it's good. Now, for your viewers, we're going to have a coupon code, Arjun10, ARJUN10. And if you sign up with that, your viewers can have 10% off.
Sure, and I'll put the link below with the coupon as well. Now, just want to clarify this $120 because I just want to review this. 120, for example, this is 1 year, right?
That's correct. For 1
That's
year,
yeah.
predictions for 3 stocks.
Yeah. So, and they can't be changed. So 3 stocks or the crypto, $120 if somebody wants to use, that's for 1 year and cannot be changed. So if whatever you choose initially cannot be changed for the whole year.
That's right. So once you sign in, and let's say you want Microsoft, Tesla, and Bitcoin, but you don't like where Bitcoin's going, so you want to change it, then unfortunately we can't do that because we've already given you a year's worth of predictions for it. You can upgrade your plan to 5 stocks, and then you get 2 extras.
Cool. Thank you. And I'm going to be leaving the link and the coupon below. And I'm super excited for you, Sulabh. And this is really cool because it does give the information, you know what I mean? So someone's not going in blindly and it has some energy. So that's really cool that you have it. So congratulations for this.
Awesome. Thank you. The other thing I want to mention, my partner in this, Ganesh, he's a devotee of Rudra. And his whole thing with this is we're not doing this to make money or to become zillionaires ourselves. We want to build schools and around the world. So a big portion of our profits will actually be going to serving Rudra rather than just filling our own pockets.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for having me on.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.